do you know? In Canada, there are 8.4 million caregivers and over 5,000 agencies that work tirelessly to help them to manage their workflow and documentation efficiently. We created Sevya. For caregivers, seamless digital documentation and smart tools to optimize their routines. For agencies, real-time shift and patient management in few clicks. Simple, reliable, empowering. To serve and care. Sevya.
Drowsy driving is a silent threat. Causes nearly 21% of fatal road accidents in Canada. For trucking companies, this means risk to drivers, costly accidents, and lost efficiency. Meet DriveBuddy, the AI-powered solution to keep your drivers safe. Through face and eye detection with instant alert for early sign of drowsiness, help drivers stay awake and aware, tracks fatigue data, provides driver and fleet managers with key insights to reduce safety risks. Safer drivers, smarter fleet management. DriveBuddy. Drive aware, get there.
By the end of 2024, there have been 49,432 reported cases of fraud in Canada. Fraud affects people of all ages, but seniors are the most targeted. The impact goes beyond financial loss. It can take a toll on your emotions, mental health, and even personal relationships. But you don't have to face this alone. Protect yourself with SafeMilo, your personal fraud prevention assistant. SafeMilo provides the tools you need to stay secure, including scam awareness lessons with interactive quizzes, real-time updates on the latest fraud tactics, scam detection system that flags potential scam numbers and messages, and an AI chatbot for inquiring about scams and getting instant advice. Stay safe. Stay smart. Stay ahead with SafeMilo.
Assessing buildings is time-consuming. We streamline and simplify the process. Reduce your time by up to 16 hours. Introducing Evalo. Just take pictures and record your voice. Your report is done. Start assessing with Evalo.
If you're not happy with your current job or you're unsure about what's next, you're not alone. Lernen is here to help you take the first step toward a new path. With personalized learning roadmaps, you'll get a plan made just for your goals. You'll work on real-world projects that go straight into your portfolio. Your resume updates automatically as you grow, and you can track your progress with easy-to-use dashboards. If you're ready for change, Lernen can help. Start learning today.
Hey there! Tired of carrying around a bunch of loyalty cards? Well, meet Facepoints, your new way to keep track of rewards without the hassle. With Facepoints, everything's easy. You see your points, your history, and even some cool offers right on your phone. No more scrambling for cards or digging through your wallet. It's fast, it's simple, and it works for everyone. Retailers love it, and shoppers can't get enough. So, why not join the club? Download Facepoints now and see for yourself.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Capstone Project Showcase for the Web and Mobile App Design and Development Program at Langara College. My name is Tomoko Okochi, and I am the instructor for the Capstone Project course. You've just seen promotional videos created by the design students, very talented design students, and it's beautifully edited by audio and video instructor Jeff Ellis. Jeff, are you here? Oh, he's outside. Well, thank you, Jeff, if you can hear me. I'd like to start by acknowledging that we are on the unceded ancestral territories of the Musqueam, Squamish, and Tsleil-Waututh nations. We are grateful to learn and work on this land and continue building strong relationships with these communities. Let's take a look at tonight's schedule. We'll begin with a brief introduction and welcome our panelists. Next comes the heart of the evening, student team presentations. Once the final presentation ends, you have a chance to vote for your favorite project. So don't leave until the end, and we'll conclude with the award announcements. The Web and Mobile App Design and Development, WMDD for short, is a 2-year intensive post-degree diploma program that covers everything from concept to deployment. We offer 2 focus streams, designer and developer. Students learn UX UI design, full stack development, mobile platforms, 3D and motion graphics, CMS typography, and much more, guided by expert instructors. WMDD instructors, give us a wave. I know some at the back. Yes. Oh, yeah, that. Yeah. The program is led by 2 coordinators, Jason Madar and Jessica Ortega-Nava. And yeah. Now I'd like to invite Jason to say a few words.
Let's do that. Yeah, sure. I teach most of the time, so podium I'm not really scared of. Well, thank you, Tomoko, for asking me to say a couple words. My name is Jason Madar. I am the coordinator. Half of the program. Jessica is the other half. I'm a developer, and Jessica is a designer by trade. So it represents how our program kind of combine the two, right? So most of you, if you watch a lot of TV, you probably thought that building like apps, right? These computer people, right? All they do is sit in the basement, right? For like years on end, and all of a sudden, a great product came out, kind of like the Social Network, that movie from years ago. Well, it's not quite like that in real life, and I'm sure that a lot of us realize that. But I got a couple of fun little stories to tell to kind of illustrate this, right? So in 2018, Hawaii, the island of Hawaii, the people of Hawaii, millions of them got an alert that there was an incoming missile strike. Well, it turned out, of course, it's false. But you know why they got the alert? It was because the UI, the user interface of the alert system, has 2 buttons. Imagine there are 2 buttons. One called Test, the other one called Real Alert. And they're right next to each other. Same color. So the operator, wanting to test the system, accidentally pressed the alert button, and there's no cancel, right? All right, so the program, that system could be built by the best developers, right? Like, it works really well. It alerted millions of people, but the UX, what we call the user experience, is just not there. And so it caused, like, no matter how good the system, no matter how good you can build the system in terms of functionality, right? If the UX is bad, right, it's all for naught. That story is for our developers, in the crowd, right? So I'm going to pick on everybody. So I'm going to pick on the designers, right? So in 2012, Apple launched its brand new Maps app. Right, we don't really who use Apple Maps, right? Yeah. So right, yeah. So anyway, in 2012, that's when Apple Maps first launched. And it looks great, right? Like all Apple products, the UX is great, right? It's all pretty and nice, right? The user interface is just wonderful. But of course, it was programmed badly. It was engineered very badly, and it directed drivers into places like swamps, and it directed into remote areas of national parks instead of where they are supposed to go. And it really caused potentially life-threatening situations by following maps. So that's an example where it wasn't engineered properly, right? So a real product needs to be both engineered properly and have great UI and UX. So in this program, we insist that our students work together, right? We have two streams. We have the designers and the developers kind of working together, and we force them, and despite their complaints, we force them to take the same classes, right? And this Capstone project is kind of the result. Hopefully, we will see, you will all see tonight that how the two sides can work together and create real products. For all our students, right? Congratulations for making it this far. We're looking forward to your presentation. And to our industry panelists and guests, thank you so much for coming. I hope that our students love your feedback. This is one of the highlights of their academic career. So, thank you for being here to be part of it. And of course, I want to thank our staff and our faculty members. Like each one of us had a hand in teaching these students, so we should all be very proud. And of course, I want to honor some special guests here tonight, right? And we have a lot tonight, so I hope that I don't, screw this up. Because there's a lot more that showed up than I expected. So first of all, this one is easy. Darren, Dean of Arts, thank you for all your support. Okay, so I say this all the time, but Darren was one of the people, like that was even before my time, right? So our program has been around for 10 years, like 10 years, right? Darren was involved in crafting this program together. So, all the years of support and, just being there for us. The chair of our Creative Arts and Industry, Spencer Dane, thank you for being here. Right. And then, a bunch of really special guests this evening. We have Mary Ann, the Board of Governor, part of Board of Governor. We have Brad. He's the, I know I work with him all the time, but he kept going up in, his title. So I kind of lost track, but he heads up the global, basically he helps with recruiting students. Is that? I lost track of title. Thank you. Right. Yeah. We have Puyan, the VP Academic, right here. And of course, we have the president of Langara, Paula Burns, right here with us tonight. So thank you, Paula, for coming. All right. Well, I've said enough, I think. So for those of you who are in my class, you know that I tend to talk a lot. So here, I'm going to cut myself off. And so thank you, Tomoko.
Thank you, Jason. Right, so let me explain a little bit about this course. The Capstone project is the culmination of everything our students have learned. Over 13 weeks, teams of designers and developers work together to research, design, and build a native mobile app minimum viable product, MVP. They engage in weekly sprint planning, agile practices, and iterative design and development, just like in real industry teams. Throughout the Capstone project, students put theory into practice using tools and techniques like sprint planning, TDD, CI/CD, UX design, branding, and design system. We cover essential teamwork skills like design handles and code reviews. Students also learn collaboration and iterative process improvement. That's crucial in any workplace. They are supporting design and development courses taught by Lu Yu, Reza Abbasi, and Jason. Lu and Reza, are you here? Maybe not, but Jason's here. As you know, I'm a developer and can't teach design, but along with Lu, amazing instructional assistant Sebastian Richardson, supported. Yeah. Supported design students every step of the way. He was in every class, gave detailed feedback on Figma. Have you ever seen that much detailed constructive feedback on Figma ever? No, it was amazing. And not only that, while planning this event, I ran everything by him because his insights are always spot on. I truly couldn't have done this without you. Thank you, Sebastian. In addition to working on the mobile app, students get on their feet in class to learn the benefit of running an agile project, because I'm an agile coach. And I believe experiencing the benefit through activities is the best way to understand and remember the why behind agile methodology. I did it last year, but I'm going to do it again. My past and current students in the audience, wave. So I have a question. What was one of the agile principles you learned in your very first project class with me? Yes. See, when you experience it, it's really hard to forget, even if it's not an easy concept to grasp. We also recognize excellence in the details. Although developers learn unit testing in this course, having high test coverage is impossible when the project is only 13 weeks long. So we do manual bug bashes after alpha and beta milestones, where students compete against their teammates for the number of bugs they log in a 24-hour period. Because more bugs logged, the quality of the product will be better. And the students who demonstrated how a focus on quality leads to a stronger result is Mehu Sharma. Mehu, where are you? Come up. I have a certificate for you. You should stand here for photo. Yeah. Well, congratulations. And it was really impressive, logging 74 bugs. Congrats. Thank you. Photo sessions. All right, congratulations, Mafu. And we have 6 teams presenting their mobile apps this evening. But before we meet these teams, I'd like you to meet the amazing panel of the industry professionals we have today. Chris, Sonali, and Cameron, thank you for joining us tonight. If you're comfortable, we'd love to have you introduce yourself. Chris, would you like to start?
You guys can hear me, right? Running this?
No.
Oh, okay.
I'll
use this. But
Yeah.
thank you. So nice to see you all and get to witness some wonderful projects tonight. I've been really blessed to, I think this is my 4th year of doing this, maybe 5th, 4th, 3rd. I don't know. I've done this multiple times. I've really enjoyed each one. So I promised that I was good. Sometimes I'm the good cop, sometimes the bad cop. Today, I'm just going to be the creative guy and just enjoy what you're doing. Yeah, so I'm the president of TTT Studios. We work mostly with large enterprise clients from the American Medical Association to Fortis BC, solving very, very big and quite boring problems, because that's what enterprise software does at the end of the day. But we are starting to work on our own stuff, and I hope you get to be blessed to be working on your own stuff too. Cheers.
Thank you, Chris. I should mention some of the WDD graduates got hired by Chris in the past. Right, Sonali?
Hi, everybody. It's very nice to meet all of you. Very excited to be here. It brings me memories from my business school. I think it was 8 years ago. Thank you, Paul, for inviting me. My name is Sonali George. I'm a former PM at Microsoft who recently started an AI startup called Celebrate Ally. So what Celebrate Ally does is it simplifies celebrations using AI. So let's say you want to visualize wedding themes, create birthday cards, create collaborative Mother's Day books. You can do all that in under 2 minutes. So it's been a year and we've had more than 500,000 users. And there's a lot of learning when you're actually releasing new features to users, getting customer feedback. So very excited to be here and hear more about your projects.
Thank you, Sonali. Cameron?
Hi, I'm Cam. I currently work at a company called Nicola Wealth, which is a large, I think maybe the largest private wealth management company in Canada, and probably the only one headed by a former software engineer. So we actually build a lot of software in-house. I'm the first sort of UX lead there. So I'm getting my feel for that job, trying to build out a lot of stuff. Before that, I did UX on the agent dashboard that the phone agents, when you call in to tell us, we built the software for that on the team I was on. And I'm also a former front-end developer. So I saw actually a lot of people's bios in this course. There's a lot of developers learning to be designers and a lot of designers learning to be developers. And I love that because like I think my career straddled that line and I've gone back and forth many times. I was a comp sci dropout. I went got a design degree. Then I went and worked as a designer, worked as a programmer for designers. It's great to see so many people crossing that line back and forth. And I think it'll make you a much stronger candidate for wherever you end up. So yeah, great. Nice to see you.
Should mention Paul Brassard. Thank you for introducing Sonali and Chris, as always. And he also organized this event, so thank you. And Cameron was once a guest speaker in the Capstone project course because he's an accessibility expert. I talked about accessibility, right, students? You should be ready for his eyes. Right. And at the end of the evening, we'll announce Design Excellence Award for Outstanding Creativity and User Experience, Development Excellence Award for Exceptional Technical Execution and Innovation, and Best in Show Award chosen by both the panel and audience vote. So I should tell you the panelists vote gets a little more weight than general vote, but all your votes count. So please do vote. Right. So now the moment we've been waiting for, our student team presentations. The first app is DriveBuddy. DriveBuddy team, take it away.
Drowsy driving is a silent threat, causes nearly 21% of fatal road accidents in Canada. For trucking companies, this means risk to drivers, costly accidents, and lost efficiency. Meet DriveBuddy, the AI-powered solution to keep your drivers safe. Through face and eye detection with instant alert for early sign of drowsiness, help drivers stay awake and aware, tracks fatigue data, provides driver and fleet managers with key insights to reduce safety risks. Safer drivers, smarter fleet management. DriveBuddy. Drive aware, get there.
Hello, everyone. My name is 𝐬𝐭𝐫𝐿, and on behalf of the Create team, we're pleased to introduce to you DriveBuddy, an AI-powered app, mobile app, that helps keep rideshare and long-haul drivers safe by detecting early signs of drowsiness and alerting them to stay awake. But before I dive into details, please listen closely to this short audio clip. Now that sound may have startled some of you, and to be honest, it should, because that's exactly what drowsy driving can lead to. In fact, drowsy driving causes 21% of road accidents in Canada, resulting in 2,100 injuries and 400 fatalities each year. But behind these numbers are real people. These are lives lost, families changed forever, and heavy costs for rideshare and trucking companies. But what if we could help prevent an accident? What if we could somehow prevent even or save a life? Isn't that something worth doing? That's why we created DriveBuddy, using AI and machine learning to detect early signs of drowsiness, alerting drivers to stay awake. Think of it as your driving companion, always there with you, helping you navigate and reach your destination safely. DriveBuddy empowers drivers with real-time face and eye tracking and alerts, GPS and rest stop suggestions, as well as an administrator dashboard, including detection data for companies to advocate for driver safety and well-being. While competitors like Waze and Google Maps offer similar features, DriveBuddy goes further by combining GPS and navigation to encourage drivers to take timely breaks when drowsiness is detected. Now I would like to invite Calvin and Bin to demonstrate how DriveBuddy works.
Thank you, 𝐬𝐭𝐫𝐿. Hi, I'm Calvin, the narrator, and this is Vin. a driver who works for a big trucking company. He delivers goods across Canada and the US daily. Today, he's heading to Cypress Mountain. He's running low on sleep, but high on determination. Before hitting the road, Vin mounts his phone on the dashboard and opens DriveBuddy. Enters his username and password and logs in. He goes to the settings page through the profile and changes the rest stop suggestions to gas stations and increases the number of rest stops to 3, anticipating a possible refuel along the way. From the homepage, Vin taps Start Driving.
Face recognition started. Please ensure that your face and eyes are visible on screen.
DriveBuddy's detection starts monitoring his face and eyes. He enters his destination, the Cypress Mountain, and starts to drive. Now, since Vin didn't get much sleep, he begins to show early signs of drowsiness. He blinks several times to try to stay alert.
Your safety matters. Take a moment to rest if you're feeling tired.
A few minutes later, drowsiness creeps back in and he makes a few slow blinks.
You are looking drowsy. Stay alert and take a break if needed.
Finally, unable to fight off his drowsiness, Vin closes his eyes for a few seconds.
There are some rest stops nearby. Please consider taking a break.
DriveBuddy steps in and suggests nearby rest stops. Vin taps yes, and the app displays open rest stops in the area. Vin taps on a location pin to see details about the rest stops and selects one to add to his route. Thanks to DriveBuddy's timely alerts and suggestions, Vin was able to take a much-needed break. Vin resumes his driving and reaches his destination safely. While resting, Vin can check how many alerts DriveBuddy has detected in the driving history over various periods of time. Now Vin is done with his shift, and you can go home. Thanks, Vin. Companies can monitor their drivers' well-being through the admin dashboard, which provides detailed insights into individual alert patterns and the overall performance of their fleet. An admin of the company can invite new drivers to join their team by going to Manage Drivers and clicking Add Driver and inputting their email and name. After doing so, an email is sent to a driver that includes a unique company code that the driver needs to input when creating an account with DriveBuddy. By having access to real-time data and trends, companies gain valuable visibility into driver behavior, helping them make informed decisions, promote safer driving habits, and keep drivers like Vin safe on the road. Now I'd like to pass it off to Tara to discuss the design aspects.
Hi, let me walk you through our design process. So we started with UX research by conducting user interview and secondary research to understand our user needs and exploring potential solutions through user flow. With that direction, we proceed with UI design from low fidelity like wireframe to high fidelity design as mockups and prototype. To ensure the best possible solution, we keep testing, gathering feedbacks, and reiterating throughout almost the whole project. DriveBuddy logo combines a mapping icon with an open eye, following golden ratio scaling, representing our app's primary feature, eye detection, helping driver to stay alert and focus while driving and navigate to the destination safely. We define our brand in 3 keywords: safe, simple, and vigilant. Our color palette communicates that, with dark blue as primary color for trust and reliability, complemented by cyan as accent color to add a sense of vigilance. We chose fig tree for its clean, modern look and excellent readability. It balances between clarity, trust, and approachability. With our branding finalized, each designer created components for their assigned feature. We then identified and aligned on overlapping components. This way of collaboration takes more effort, but allows all members to contribute to UI kit while maintaining design consistency. We use strong contrast ratios and minimal UI to maximize accessibility and user experience. Now pass it off to Vin for our tech stack.
Thank you, Tara. Our solution is composed of two applications, an Android mobile app and a web platform. The mobile app is built with React Native and Expo. For the navigation feature, we use the Google Maps, Places, and Directions APIs. The real-time drowsiness detection is powered by a face detection model from Google ML Kit. And since drivers might operate in areas with limited connection, we first store detection data locally using SQLite, managed with Result library. Once the detection ends, the data syncs to our cloud database in Firebase, making it available for the admin dashboard. The local data is then cleared from the device's storage so as to not take too much space. The admin dashboard is developed with React, featuring data visualization charts created using Chart.js. And both applications communicate with a unified Express API hosted on AWS using NGX as a reverse proxy. To ensure secure data exchange, we implement JWT authentication for the request. DriveBuddy was made possible through the hard work of everyone in our team. The design team was led by Tara, with fellow UI UX designers Viola, Lizelle, Calvin, and Jason. And the development team was led by myself, Vin, together with fellow full-stack developers Yosuke, Teru, and Kokoi, who also served as our project manager. And together we are Team Create, dedicated to helping drivers stay safe and alert on the road. Please check our website by scanning the QR code and connect with us on LinkedIn. We'd love to hear your feedback and support, and we are always open to new opportunities. So together, let's make our road safer with DriveBuddy. Thank you.
All right, ready to steer us into the commentary. I feel like we need this for some students in class sometimes. Not these students, though, I mean. I'm going to start off with Sonali.
I have to say that's a very impressive and interactive presentation. Great job. I think there is definitely a need in the market for something like this. I have a couple of questions. One question is, how do you make sure that this product is like, how did you take into consideration how did you take into consideration accessibility into your design and product development? Because let's say if it's a person who has a hearing disability, or if it's somebody who let's say it's somebody wearing glasses, like the way they yawn or they're closing the eyes could be different from a normal person. So is that something that the ML already takes into consideration? Have you done anything in addition?
Yes, I thank you for the question. So the question was, how accessible is it for people with disabilities?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. If I may say so myself, because for driving, I think there are some conditions to be met in order to get a driver's license. And one of it is vision. So if the criteria is pretty high, then people won't be able to drive. But having said that, those who have disabilities, probably color blindness, we made sure that all the UI is very accessible because we have a high contrast ratio for them to easily see it. Plus, of course, we have the audio feedback. So people can hear exactly what's going on instead of trying to look at the UI itself. Yeah, so I hope that answers your question.
Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, I was going to be good cop this time, right? So first up, I gotta say, no, you guys rocked it. Like, I've seen years of this, and this is one of the better ones I've seen. And if that's the case, I'm excited about seeing all the next ones too, because this is a great class. I was thinking more from why did you choose professional drivers, because this work for just off the street as well. And a further question, though, I know I'm not supposed to look into the legal of this. Is this legal to operate this while driving a car?
Yep. Thank you again. Those are two great questions. So the first question is, why did we choose a particular set of target markets? So we wanted to not offer this to everyone. I mean, everyone can use it, but it's always good to have like a specialized target market to go for. So for us, we chose rideshare drivers and truck drivers because most of them would probably lack sleep when they're doing their drive. And this is something that they could actually use. And most of them also drive at night. So this is very good to keep them awake at night. On your second question, if it's safe, yes, we made sure it's safe because here, at least in BC, in order to use a device while driving, it needs to be a GPS navigator, which we have already done.
Well played.
Yes. So so you can use both GPS and navigation, and detection without worrying that you'll be caught by the police.
Very cool.
I have to agree with the other panelists. Really well done. I like that you clearly defined the problem and presented a working solution. And I don't really have a lot of comments on like the design or the development. I think you've really nailed it. I guess I almost feel bad about picking on like the machine learning models and things like that and the details of it. But I'm wondering, like, have you tested it with like sunglasses or in low light or those kind of conditions too?
Yeah, to be honest, there are some limitations to the app. So we are at the mercy of the model, the machine learning model.
Mm-hmm.
We have tested it in low light conditions, and to be honest, it actually works better than daytime. Because reason being is that if we have ambient lighting, it's very easy to monitor the eyes as well. In daytime, yeah, it also works in daytime, except of course if there's like shadows covering the eyes, then this is a limitation of the camera, and we can't really do anything about it. But having said that, we have a working solution, and we are planning to do future updates to this, also including upgrading the ML model. And making sure that it will work better. And yeah, so that's it. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I can add to that by saying that, yeah, unfortunately, this solution relies on the front camera of the device, and the quality varies from device to device and platform to platform. So we see an opportunity to make it better by integrating real-time biometrics given by a smartwatch to support the detection. And also, this solution would ideally work paired with the dashcam. Dashcam has night vision, has a better stability, but unfortunately, because there are no dashcams in the market with a public API that we can use, we had to go with the front camera. But the solution that we envisioned firstly would integrate a dashcam and a smartwatch to support the detection algorithm.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, I read in your presentation when I went through it earlier something about the watch support, and I actually was going to mention there was a joke about Apple Maps earlier, and the one thing I really like about Apple Maps is it buzzes your watch when you're coming up on a corner. So I was thinking like that would also be maybe an interesting thing to actually have some feedback, some touch feedback. That would answer the accessibility problem too, because you know everyone could probably feel their wrist buzzing. So as a suggestion, that might be something you consider too if you're making a watch app anyway.
Yeah. So when it comes to the watch, like unfortunately, this app is only available on Android, and we made this choice because we are using Google ML Kit, and there were some incompatibilities between platforms. The code had to be different for each one of them, but the same features. So we decided we had to choose in order to make this app within the time frame, and we ended up choosing Android. But I can totally understand that.
They make watches for those.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Thanks a lot. It was really great.
Thank you.
I think what Cameron was asking is, what if I wear sunglasses at night? Back to Tomoko to navigate us to the next team.
Do you know? In Canada, there are 8.4 million caregivers and over 5,000 agencies that work tirelessly. To help them to manage their workflow and documentation efficiently, we created Sevya. For caregivers, seamless digital documentation and smart tools to optimize their routines. For agencies, real-time shift and patient management in few clicks. Simple, reliable, empowering. To serve and care, Sevya.
Hello everyone, this is Parul, the UI UX designer and the project manager of the team. And here we are presenting you all our application Sevya to serve and care. Home care aids are really essential for supporting patients outside the hospital. And after research, we found out that in Canada, there are 8.4 million caregivers and more than 5,000 home care agencies are there. So now let's see how Sevya is offering to the market. First of all, Sevya offers a management for the agencies and the caregivers to manage their work better and enabling them to determine more time to those who truly need the care. Firstly, we are offering our caregivers to log, update, and review the notes, whereas the agencies can create, assign, and track the shifts. Secondly, smart documentation is available as voice recordings, camera accessibility, and multilingual support for notes. Last but not the least, AI-powered care plans are also available for the patients according to their needs. Let's see how Sevya is different and better than the existing solutions in the market. As you all can see, Alaya Care, WellSky, and Shift Care are lacking in smart documentation and AI care plans, and that's how Sevya is standing out. And now for the demo, I would like to call Amnish and Namrata.
Hello, Amnish.
Hey Namrata, how are you doing today?
I'm doing good, but I am having tough time being the owner of this caregiving agency. Do you know it's hard to keep track of all the patients and caregiver? Do you have any solution for that?
Yes, I do have a solution for your problem. We have a web and mobile platform to manage caregiving agencies. Here is the web portal where I am already logged in as an admin, and here is the dashboard where you can see a clear snapshot of your operations in a simple and easy manner. You can see how full your facility is with the patients, with the patient occupancy chart, the number of patient, number of caregiver, and also how many caregivers are available for the per day. And you can also change the availabilities according to you. Here you can see the emergency occurrences section as well. So let's dive into the application.
This all looks very informative. How can I add a new caregiver here?
So to add a caregiver, you simply go to the caregiver menu section and you hit the add caregiver button. Let me add a caregiver for you. And let me fill in some details for the first name, the last name, and let me copy the email and paste the email for you. You can set the password according to your own preferences, and you can select the availability for the caregiver as well. Moreover, you can upload the profile picture for the caregiver, and in the review section, you can see the card where all the details are available, and you can just hit the submit button. Whenever you hit the submit button, an email will be generated, which will be sent to the caregivers. And over here, you can see the email. And here's the credentials which caregiver can use to log in into the application. So let's quickly dive into the application. So let's click on the login button. And after clicking on the login, after agreeing to the terms and condition, the caregiver can log in into the application. So after the login process, there comes the onboarding process. So caregiver can see all the onboarding details, what app can do, and let's go and dive into the main application. So here you can see a mini dashboard where caregiver can see how many patients are assigned to them and how many shifts are covered. Also, there's a shift section and the emergency call section.
But you know, the shift scheduling is a mess these days. Do you have any smarter way to do that?
Yeah, with Sevya, you really don't have to worry, as shift scheduling is a very easy process. You can simply go to the shift section, and here is the video, which will guide the admin to how to create the shifts for the particular caregivers. So let's create one shift for you. I can simply drag the caregiver and drop it into the particular patient. And after dropping it, if you can see, the shift has been created successfully. And you can see all the live data has been transmitted right over here. And even in the notifications, you can see the shift has been created for you.
But how will the agency know if the caregiver has started the shift or not?
We do have a check-in button. By hitting the check-in button, there's a start shift. After clicking on the start shift, the shift will be started. And meanwhile, the admin will be notified that the shift has been started by the Namrata for the particular date and the time. Also, you can click on the end shift to end the shift, and it will notify the caregiver that the shift has been ended completely. And there's a patient section and the shift information section as well.
But there is a patient confidentiality and the data protection standards. Will the caregivers be able to see all patient records?
No, Sevya is a trusted platform, and for privacy reasons, caregivers can only see the patients that are assigned to them. Also, we can click on the view details to see all the details about the particular patient, that is the patient information, medical information, and scheduled shifts. Also, there is a generate AI personalized care plan. So this is a care plan that generates the AI care plan for the patient to assist the caregiver if they need any kind of assistance in the future. Also, we do have a view notes section. So view notes is basically the chat section that is for all the caregivers, but only for the particular patient. So if I want to just see the image right over here, I can simply tap the image and check all the vitals for the particular patient. Also, if I want to translate the text into some other language, because there's so much miscommunication going on among the caregivers right now in the industry. So I can select the language like Japanese, and I can click on the C translation, and it will translate the text in a live manner. Moreover, I can simply just paste any text, type a note, and just post it into the group whenever I want. So the text is posted into the group.
It all looks very impressive. But is there any way if something happened to the patient and the agency will be informed about that?
For sure, we do have a great feature for that. Caregiver can simply shake the phone really well. And after clicking on the call button, the caregiver can simply call the agency, and also the emergency alert will happen for the admin, so they can acknowledge it and help the caregiver wherever it is needed. So this whole workflow will help your agency to grow and help you to manage everything all at once.
This all looks helpful and very impressive. Thank you, Amnish. I will definitely implement Sevya in our agency. Now I will explain the tech stack. As you know, Sevya is a platform for both web and the mobile. So we use React.js for the web and React Native for the mobile. For backend, we used Node with the Express, and the hosting was done with the help of AWS. And now Monica will explain the design process.
Thank you so much. So now let's talk about design process. So for the logo, we have a stethoscope in form of a heart shape and the circle to symbolize affection, focus, and care to the patient. For color palette, we have some soft tones of blue, green, and a really light background to bring a warm and calm feeling to the user. For typography, we have Headley as a decorative heading, and Lato for headings and body text regular for its high readability. For UI kit, we use a design system to keep the consistency, and we bring some components and elements to inform really well everything about the patients and caregivers. And after that, we build some wireframes with everything that the user needs, both users, caregivers, and especially business owners. Delivering these mockups with dashboard and other elements with all the information that they need to use during the process. So for technology used, these are some softwares that we use it during all the process, including Jira and Slack for project management and communication. And now meet the team of designers and developers that build Sevya. Please feel free to contact us, to connect with us. and also visit our landing page, where you can know more about Sevya and our proposal and how we want to serve and care about the community. Thank you so much.
Great presentation. So I have a question. What factors are you taking into consideration while doing the AI generation for a personalized care? Is there a step where you're also checking with the medical professional, making sure that that personalized care makes sense?
So thank you for the question. So basically, we are using the medications and the diseases, the primary keys to generate the AI care plan. But we strongly recommend to not to use the AI care plan as a primary thing to handle the patient. They can use the guidance of the doctor, as well as it's just for the assistance for the caregiver if they want to know anything about the patient more.
All right, thank you. And I have a question for Mehul. Since you won the Bug Bash award, what was the trickiest or most challenging bug that you found?
There were kind of some bugs. I won't say they're, but like they're just bugs everywhere. And just I know they down. Here's the problem.
Okay.
I can't say it's freaky, like, but there, if I see something,
Okay.
it's freaky.
First thing, I like the icon of the logo very well. I also like the way you presented it as a story. I thought that was easy to consume. I was a little tripped up when the very first number being 8.4 million caregivers in Canada, because I'm not sure how that's possible with 40 million people in Canada. But that's fine. I do want to mention one thing, I knocked that. I recognize that there's some ESL in here, but I did notice a couple of spelling errors in it, in the software. But what I recommend, and I actually share this with everyone because this is what I do for best practices now, is I'll actually use ChatGPT to create a voice of what the software should sound like from a designer's perspective. And then I want to put every string through that actually to say, in this voice, what should it sound like? And so it gives a consistent voice with the marketing identity and everything. So I'm only suggesting that because it might be good practice for everyone here. Question that I do have though, just because we've actually looked at creating very similar software, and I think this is a really good topic. Did you consider the fact that most of these facilities actually have multiple facilities, so you can't just do it for one? Did you contemplate that at all?
Yeah, we really thought about that process. Like even in the single agency, there will be multiple multiple admins as well. So there will be a different user flow for each admin. But due to the time constraints, we were unable to develop that. But as also one agency can hold the other agencies as well. So those will be other user flows. So maybe in future, we'll be integrating that user flows into this application.
Great. Yep. Great presentation. I did like the story. One question that sort of hit me was the chart with the competitors. I was just curious, like your sort of advantage over the other ones is like the smart documentation and the AI powered care, which I think are really good ideas. And I'm wondering if you did any kind of like research or like user interviews or anything to validate those ideas as like an advantage over existing things. Did you talk to anybody who used any existing platforms, or do you have any sort of research on that?
Yeah, so the idea came from an interview that Mehul did with a nurse, and it was really complicated because nowadays we actually have a lot of caregivers coming from a lot of countries. Too close. Talking different languages, and usually some use systems that use email. So they have to wait for the email and check if they can do it, and the business owner needs to wait for the reply. So it's a complicated, sometimes, not every time. We have some platforms doing this as well, but mix everything, like how can I know about my shift? I don't need to wait for an email. I can translate what the last nurse or caregiver did. Everything in my mobile, so I don't need to wait and open a lot of devices. So everything at the same time. And also the other features, the camera is easier for me than note everything because what actually people at hospitals also do is put everything on paper, from paper goes to the computer. So we are trying to make it faster and better and more like practical for them. Of course, we need to improve some details, but the idea is to make them work better and faster, and the shifts make this management easier for both.
Great, thanks.
I like Mehul's answer. It was like, bugs, it's a word I've started using. I use it a lot. You know, sometimes it's bugs and then bugs. And the regular people, they have bugs, but I can squash those bugs. It was a great answer. Very political.
Hey there, tired of carrying around a bunch of loyalty cards? Well, meet Facepoints, your new way to keep track of rewards without the hassle. With Facepoints, everything's easy. You see your points, your history, and even some cool offers right on your phone. No more scrambling for cards or digging through your wallet. It's fast, it's simple, and it works for everyone. Retailers love it, and shoppers can't get enough. So why not join the club? Download Facepoints now and see for yourself.
We are Team Outliers, and we have created an Android application which helps retail businesses to attract more customers to their stores. How does this app do that? So using this app, retail shop owners can give points to their customers for every purchase that they made in their store. And in exchange of those points, the customers can collect the rewards that these retailers are running in their store. So it's a win-win situation for both. But wait a second, doesn't it sound familiar? Because there are some applications in the market which does the same thing. Then why did we create yet another app? Okay, so let's go with the problems that the existing solutions have. The very first one is that you have to install their application. If you are shopping in 5 stores, your phone has to install 5 applications. And as if that was not enough, they also give you these physical cards. So one is for pizza, the other one is for coffee, the other one is for grocery. And I might even have lost some other cards. So it quite becomes cumbersome for the user as well to enjoy these loyalty points. So what we did is we created a single app where users can come. They can track all their loyalty points with all the stores that they visit. And at the same time, these stores can also create their customized rewards and give points to their customers. And it's a single place where everything happens. You don't have to install multiple applications for that. So let's see this app in action in a live demo.
Okay. Hello, my name is Ibran, and I've been using Facepoints for a while now. What I like about Facepoints is that I can get rewards from different stores, and I can use those rewards to get free stuff. I also can check nearby stores and get points with them. So it's a win-win. So let me show you how. Perfect. So as you can see, I can see my active rewards here that with the different stores that I visited before. I also can see the visited stores here where I got points before with them. I can see how many points I got with them. For example, Yummy Slides Pizza, it's 234 points. And I also can see the rewards that they have active. But actually, I think I'm gonna go with a new store because I wanna try a new pizza. I'm gonna go to the nearby stores. Then I'm gonna check some of the rewards that they have active. For example, this one that it's 120 points. But I'm craving for pizza right now. So I'm gonna go for Joe's Fortes. And I think I like this reward from them, the soda crunch. And I can see that it's only 30 points. So I'm gonna visit that store now and get those points with them.
Hey there, how can I help you?
Hi, can I get a large pepperoni pizza with extra pineapple, please?
Are you sure you want pineapple on your pizza?
Sure, why not? Actually, I don't like pineapple on my pizza, but it was part of the script.
Makes sense, makes sense. All right, here's your pizza.
Thank you for that. I also would like to scan the QR code with Facepoints with you.
Oh, you have Facepoints.
Yeah.
Perfect. So I'll just need your QR code. Okay. Generally, it doesn't take that much, but right. All right. So your bill was $50. So I'll just put 50 here, and then you've got 50 points with us.
Perfect. So now I'm gonna go to the visited stores. As you can see, now it's showing, and I got 50 points with the pizza brand. I'm gonna redeem the reward that I saw previous, and I just press redeem. Perfect. Now the reward is active, and I can collect that reward. I'm gonna redeem it right now. Yeah, I would like to have actually the reward.
Hey, the pineapple guy. All right. You want your soda crunch?
Yep.
I'll just scan the unique QR code of your reward, and your reward is redeemed. Here's your soda. Enjoy.
And that's what I like about Facepoint, that I can get what I buy, and also I can get something extra supporting local businesses.
And that's not it. We also have some options for the retail people as well. So for example, a retailer can create such rewards like the soda crunch, which attracts customers like Gibran to our store. And then they become a regular customer with us. Also, just modifying these rewards and handling these rewards is way easier. I can make these rewards active and inactive in just a click of a button. So this reward, it's inactive now. Active, inactive. It's that simple. And when the reward is inactive, people who are using Facepoints, they won't be able to see these rewards. As a retailer, I also see some basic insights about how my store is doing in the real world. So I can see what was my today's sale, how many total customers I've got so far, and what was this week's total sale. And also things like my top customers. So this person, he has been to my store 5 times. And this guy, famous guy, 3 times to our store. And I can also see Gibran here. Oh, just 1 visit. So that's Gibran who just bought the pizza from us. And these are my running rewards, which are currently running with our store. So that was the demo. But let's look under the hood how this application is made. Right. So this is a native Android application because we wanted something very fast, because in the retail business, we don't want people to wait in a queue. So we wanted our application to be very fast and reliable data source. So that's why we chose a native Android application with which we developed using Kotlin. And also for backend, we used Firebase and the Firestore real-time database. And to design this application, our designer used Figma for prototyping and mockups, and Illustrator and Photoshop for logo design. So to deep dive in the design process, I would like to call our lead designer, Minnie, to explain it further.
We believe that managing loyalty points should be effortless and intuitive. Keeping this in mind, we work together to make it professional, clean, and modern. Speaking about the logo, our icon is a combination of a flower and a ribbon. The icon represents digital rewards with a user-friendly experience. The combination of text and icon allows flexibility in different branding situations. Moving on to colors and typography, we chose purple as our primary color. It represents innovation and trust, and it aligns well with our goal to create a reliable platform. The gradients and variations allow flexibility across different UI elements while maintaining the brand consistency. The blue shades symbolizes professionalism and clarity, ensuring a pleasant user experience. Black and gray tones support contrast and improve readability, making the design accessible to all users. Speaking about the typography, we chose Lexent because we want our app to be legible and it should be easily accessible even for seniors. The font sizes which we chose was 30 pixel for main heading, 22 for subheading, and 16 for body text. Let me now call 𝐈𝐧𝐬𝐭𝐫𝐮𝐜 to explain about our UI kit.
So once our brand vision bloomed, we began shaping our soul of the app, the UI kit. Every button input and the icon was crafted with care and blending the beauty with the functionality. So together, these elements create a seamless and delightful journey for the users as we imagined. And behind every great product is a passionate team. So we are a group of designers and developers who came together with one goal to create a seamless and loyalty experience that both engaging and effortless. So we have our team lead designer, Mini, following with the Gurleen, Vandita, and myself as a UI UX designer. On the other hand, we have our project manager and Android developer couple, followed by the Vishnu, Ibrahim, Promise, and the Ahmed Mansoor as a developer and one of our great designers, Ruben. So thank you for exploring our project with us. Together with Facepoints, simplify loyalty, amplify engagement. So please free to connect with us by scanning the QR code and visiting our website. Thank you.
Oh, so I really like the brand. It's cute. It's friendly. I was a little scared though by the name actually at the start because I thought you might be like using AI to scan people's face and as soon as they walk in the store and give them points based on that. Please don't do that. It's a massive invasion of privacy. I don't think I'd like it. And it's straight out of science fiction. I think they did that in that Tom Cruise movie. And my question was, where did you get the idea to do a point card system and did you interview somebody? Did you get some kind of user feedback that existing ones weren't working, or what was the inspiration behind all of this?
Actually, this is something which is personal to me. I am an immigrant. I came here around 1.5 years ago, and the loyalty system was new to me. I never used it back in my home country. So whenever I used to go to some store to buy some pizza or to get something, and they always ask me, do you have cards with us? Do you have points with us? And I don't want to sign up with the whole process and create a new card. And every time I go there, I search for these cards. So in that way, I was thinking I'm missing something out. And that idea was with me from the beginning. And Capstone gave us the opportunity to actually work on that problem. And we came up with this idea.
So the basic idea, I guess, is to like combine all of these into one. That's your like really big idea here.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
I want to give this to mostly to small stores who doesn't have budget to have their own loyalty system. They don't want to hire hundreds of thousands of dollars to give to a developer to develop their own. So this is just one app they can onboard. And
I like that a lot. I think maybe one thing you could do in the presentation is maybe upfront define that as kind of like the big idea, like what we're doing and why we're doing it a little bit more clearly. And I think people would really like, it's a great idea. So I think people would really get it if you right up front just say, you have to hit people over the head and say, hey, this is why we're doing this, especially if it's an actual, business or startup you're trying to sell. So this is one suggestion. Yeah, great job. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, I thought it was Facepoints at first, so I was actually trying to figure out what that would be too. I'm kind of shocked you guys would choose Kotlin. I'm not sure what nerd thought that was a great idea, but yeah, okay, there you go. It's always a nerd that, and I mean that lovingly. I mean that honestly lovingly. Over React Native, or one of the, I guess, more largely handled frameworks. I'll be honest, I was a little confused at first because I didn't really understand when you're saying, okay, because I actually really loved the idea at first. The business idea of if you could consume a virtual version of a loyalty card and then have that, so you don't have to have it, the app or any of that, and you can consume that and then keep that like virtualized. I'm like, that's really cool. But then you kind of showed us as if it's a store that's doing the points, and then my thought, and I don't mean to be critical, but my thought to this is no store would ever agree to that because you're going outside of their loyalty program. So maybe the story should be, hey, because I think technically and design-wise, you guys did a great job of building a loyalty card system. Like I think that would have been just as good a story. And I don't really have a question for that though. I guess I really want to ask about the Kotlin thing, and I guess I got the answer around that one.
Actually, this is our third project. So for the first two, we used web technologies, and in this term we were introduced to native applications. So that's why we thought, why not go with native and try our hands on that.
And I'm sorry, I joke about like Kotlin, like the odd time we have a client come in and say we want to use one of those frameworks. I'm like, what nerd told you to use that one? Like it's always an engineer that told you to use that one, because on a business side, it's actually really hard to support something that's a little bit less used on a larger scale. But it's very good framework. Like I joke.
Thank you.
That was a great presentation. I think I'm craving for pizza too after this with pineapple. I think I kind of empathize very much with the problem because I can never seem to find my Safeway card or President's Choice card. And then I'm too lazy to actually download the app. But I really like that I think the focus could be more on these small businesses. So one question I have, it's not a question, but have you considered all these purchases that are being made through Uber Eats or Instacart? Because a lot of people are using delivery apps to buy from these small businesses. So then how would this model work?
Actually, this is our first version 0.1. And then I understand that there are certain APIs that these platforms provide us to integrate our applications with theirs. So later in the phase, if we down the line, we will also integrate that into our application so that people can buy online and also enjoy the same benefits.
That'll be great.
Yeah.
Thank you.
If you're not happy with your current job or you're unsure about what's next, you're not alone. Lernen is here to help you take the first step toward a new path. With personalized learning roadmaps, you'll get a plan made just for your goals. You'll work on real-world projects that go straight into your portfolio. Your resume updates automatically as you grow, and you can track your progress with easy-to-use dashboards. If you're ready for change, Lernen can help. Start learning today.
So, hello everyone. I'm Modat, product manager of this team. So today we are introducing Lernen, an application designed to help beginners and career changers who want to confidently enter into the tech industry. Let's start by understanding why we built Lernen. Over half of professionals consider switching career at some point. Many want to enter the tech industry but struggle with their first step. But there's the common problem which they face. Starting a tech career is exciting, but beginners often feel lost. Plenty of content, yet no clear structure or path. And here are some questions which we heard repeatedly. Where do I even start learning? How do I know I'm on the right track? I have learned enough theory, now what? Is my resume good enough? I'm sure you might also have similar questions when you were starting your own tech journey. So these are some questions which guided us in the creation of Lernen. So Lernen is an application which empowers your tech journey by providing personalized roadmap, interactive lessons, and hands-on projects and quizzes. Let's go through each of the features very briefly. First, Lernen provides you a personalized roadmap tailored to your career goals. No guessing, just clear steps. And learning means hands-on practice. So we have real-world projects. Our project reflects real-world tasks. You build practical skills employers value. Finding jobs matter too, which brings to our next feature, job listing. As you progress, Lernen unlocks relevant jobs listing, directly matching your skills to real opportunities. And we have simplified resume building as well. Lernen automatically updates your resume as you complete milestones, always ready to share with the employers. Here's how Lernen stands out from the competitors. We have competitors like Coursera, Udemy, and Codecademy. And unlike traditional platforms, Lernen combines clear guidance, practical projects, job readiness, and a dynamic resume, offering a complete solution. Now, I'll call Prab and Shivam to show you the demo.
Hey, Prab. Actually, I've been struggling with sales thing all the time, and I want to learn and explore something new, especially in IT field. So do you have something about that?
Yes, I've got you, brother. I have got a one-stop solution for you. Let me show you the Lernen app. I'm currently logged in on my profile. So this is the current course that I'm taking. It's a web development roadmap. And I'm on the last lesson of this module, JavaScript DOM manipulation. As I start my last lesson, I am welcomed with a video lecture. It is for those users who like to watch videos rather than read content. The second slide is for the users who like to read and don't like to watch videos, like Udemy provides. And the third slide is for the AI-generated quiz. So in this quiz, user will always be welcomed with new questions every time, and the questions will be marked and checked with the OpenAI API key. So as my first question is wrong, second two, and I got 0. After completing my module, I can view the project list. So this is an AI-generated project list, which the user will find after completing a particular module. It will provide the projects that the user can complete after gaining all the knowledge he has completed by the particular module. So it is giving me a recommendation of a weather app, to-do list, and a currency converter. I will definitely like to do currency converter, and it will show me the requirements and the steps to do this particular project. Not only this, the user can take multiple courses at the same time. So the user won't feel bored by just studying one particular course at a time. Currently, I'm taking web development, data analytics, and UI UX design all at the same time.
Oh, that's great. I'm also struggling with generating resumes and applying for certain jobs. So can you also help me with that?
Yes, sure. Lernen has features for that too. So this is the AI resume generator. So this is the information filled by me. So this first form is a personal information form. The second form is the professional information that the user has to fill about the experience. And the third form is about the skills, education, and the certifications that the user has completed. After saving the resume, he can click just generate resume button, and an AI generated resume will come up. The just template of this resume is decided by OpenAI. So it is new template every time, and the data is automatically updated from the app. After taking the resume, the user can go to the job portal of our app and can just, on the click of a button, can apply for jobs. We are using Muse API for this job portal, which will help user find jobs locally and remote.
That's a great application. I'll definitely utilize this and upskill myself. That's all for the demo. Now I'll ask Falguni to explain about the tech stack.
Thank you for the amazing demo. Moving on to the tech stack.
On the front end, we have used React Native with Expo to deliver a cross-platform seamless experience with a polished UI. On the back end, we have used Node.js and Express to build RESTful APIs and to ensure smooth communication between services. We have stored our data, which is structured in Supabase, which is our primary database. And for storing our video content, we have leveraged the use of Firebase storage. We have also integrated OpenAI to power dynamic features like adaptive quizzes, as well as resume generation. And for deployment, we have used AWS for scalability and reliability. Now, I would like to invite Dorsa to talk more about the design side.
Thank you. About our design part, our UI is clean and welcoming and create a space that feels calm and also focused for the learners. For the typography, we use two different typefaces. One of them is a 𝐻𝐽𝐻 that we use for the heading, and also Jacquard Sans we use for the body. We choose these typefaces because they are readability, clarity, and also modern. For the color palette, we use purple, green, and also orange. That because this color palette is soft yet engaging, and also users can focus on the courses and all content without any interaction. For the logo, our logo is more than the icon and symbol. It's our mascot. The name is Luna. We have started with the L. L is the first letter of the Lernen. We pair with our primary color, the purple one. And also we add I to give it human quality and also friendly feels. And because our mascot play a meaningful role in our application that guide and help learners in different parts of our application. And so it makes feel friendly and also approachable. This is all about UI kit. Our UI kit is very simple and also clear, so it's easy to understand what the purpose of them, and user can access to all the feature of the application very easily and fast. This all about our application, Lernen, Learn, Build, and Achievement. This is our perfect team. We have Mudit, Mansi, Ali, and Kisaja, and also me in designer side. And also we have Chitranj, Prab, Shivam, and Falguni in developer sides. Thank you for all attention. If you have any question, we would be happy to answer them. Thank you so much.
A great presentation. I really like the color palette. So one question, it's not a question again, just curious why LinkedIn Learning was not mentioned in the competitive slide, because, if you're doing a career change, I know that LinkedIn also has these structured tutorials and it uses AI for resume, but the gamification is not there, I think, that much. But just curious, have you considered LinkedIn Learning and how is it different? Are there any other elements?
So at the time when we were researching about this application, we didn't came across LinkedIn Learning. So we got to know about that application, but it was after when we have half built this application. Okay. That's why.
Okay.
Perfect. First off, loved Crafted by Sleepless Nights. I had to take the note there, so I didn't forget that, and also really liked the logo. One question, actually, when you're doing the comparatives between the other organizations, you had ticks, X's, and lines. What did that mean?
So it's like by the line, which those applications have similar feature, but not full feature which we provide.
Oh, okay. So it's kind of there, but not there. Okay. And one last question, because I saw, you dealt with some, I guess it's gamification because you had the scoring points and all that, but I don't think you really went into that. What was the main intention of that?
So once the user completes the quiz, he will be given 25 points per lesson quiz he completes. So that points gets counted, and then after a particular count, the badge is unlocked for the user. So the badge. Okay. Yes. Perfect.
And actually, sort of continuing on that, I was really curious because it does remind me a little bit of like Duolingo or something like that. And I was wondering, did you ever consider, or would you consider like a leaderboard, or sort of like, being able to see where you stand against other people's scores? Have you thought about that at all in your process?
Yes, so it's like if we think about this application, we can compare it, this application, if we roll out in the market with application like Lead Code and HackerRank. It's like a lot of companies prefer those application to identify candidates who are applying to their company. So this application has this potential if we have this leaderboard and if we have some curated content, better curated content, then our application, the companies can refer to our application to see the whole thing. It's like it will show what projects the user have completed, what skills do they have, and all those things.
Great. And actually, I had one other comment. I thought one idea might be really cool for something like this is for the projects, if you could actually link to real open source projects looking for help, because that's actually one thing I always recommend to people when they're trying to get some experience for the resume, because then you can actually say, hey, I did this real world thing on this project and here was the result. And that's what recruiters love to see too. So, maybe if there's like some way, if you're still developing this idea and you can look into ways to integrate that kind of content, it might be interesting to explore that.
By the end of 2024, there have been 49,432 reported cases of fraud in Canada. Fraud affects people of all ages, but seniors are the most targeted. The impact goes beyond financial loss. It can take a toll on your emotions, mental health, and even personal relationships. But you don't have to face this alone. Protect yourself with SafeMilo, your personal fraud prevention assistant. SafeMilo provides the tools you need to stay secure, including scam awareness lessons with interactive quizzes, real-time updates on the latest fraud tactics, scam detection system that flags potential scam numbers and messages, and an AI chatbot for inquiring about scams and getting instant advice. Stay safe. Stay smart. Stay ahead with SafeMilo.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Shinu. I'm really excited to present to you our app, SafeMilo, your shield against scams. What comes to your mind when you read this number? As for me, 3 billion seconds equals 95 years. 3 billion heartbeats is the amount of time our heart beats if we are lucky enough to live till 80. And $3 billion is the amount of money seniors lose to scam every year. In response to that alarming statistic, we created SafeMilo, a senior-friendly app that helps seniors to identify and avoid scams. But before that, meet Milo the Fox, our friendly app mascot who is always ready to educate and protect you. Milo actively scans for calls and messages, but with new scams emerging every day, detection alone is not sufficient, and that's where we introduce our learning modules. Our interactive learning modules help seniors to learn more about scams and stay ahead of fraudsters. But we also deliver verified news from trusted sources like banks and insurance companies. And in case you have any questions related to scams, you can always use our AI chatbot to ask your questions to get clear and reliable answers. Moving on to our competitors, SafeMilo is the only app that both educates and protects. But what truly sets us apart is that SafeMilo is the only app that is designed keeping seniors in mind. With that being said, I think now is the time for us to see SafeMilo in action. For that, I would like to call Andre for our demo.
Okay, thank you, Shinu. So for this demo, I'll be standing in as a 65-year-old man exploring SafeMilo's features for the first time, and I am eager to see how this app could help me stay safe. So after logging in, I am greeted by Milo, a friendly fox mascot. Hello. And let's tap next here. And the app is asking me permission to access my messages and calls to detect scams. I'll allow it. And allow. And then now it's asking me for a tour. I'll skip it for the time being. Now here in the home page, the first thing I see is Milo's tip of the day. Very insightful and relevant. Let's check the new scam-related news here. And let's choose the first article. And oh, there's a listen button here. Let's try this quickly.
Canadian investment regulator warns of emerging account intrusion scam.
Very helpful and accessible to people like me with very poor eyesight. So let's bookmark this to be read later. Okay, bookmark. And let's go back to the home page here. And what's this? Oh, there's an unknown number here. Well, good thing SafeMilo notified me. So let's check the logs under call screening here. And yep, SafeMilo flagged that as very suspicious. Thank you, SafeMilo. So now that that's settled, let's proceed to the learning module here. And under active courses, let's learn scam awareness basics. Okay. And oh, there's a lesson video here teaching me to avoid scams and frauds. Let's continue on. And oh, the next portion is a quiz portion here after the lesson video. So let's answer a couple of questions here. First question, signs of a phishing email. Maybe the second option. Let's see here. That's wrong. Well, good thing that the correct answer is displayed here immediately. So let's proceed and answer the remaining questions here. And hopefully I get a very high score in this module. And yes, I earned 80 points. Not too bad in my opinion. So let's continue on. And let's see what Ask Milo is about here. And it's a way to ask questions directly to the app mascot. So let's have some fun first and let's ask him a new recipes for poutine. I like poutine. And let's see. And yeah, oh, okay. Milo is really clever. I can only ask scam related questions. Fair enough. Let's try again. Let's ask him what are banking scams. Okay, hopefully this time Milo will answer my questions, and he did. He gave me a very informative reply here. I will definitely use this knowledge to keep myself safe from scams and frauds. Okay, so far so good. I do like to know if I can change my text size here, maybe under profile, under settings. And oh, there it is, a way to adjust my text size. Let's make this a little bit bigger. Perfect. I do like that the option to bold my text is already enabled here. Very considerate of the app. So awesome. SafeMilo is a very amazing app to stay protected from scams and fraud. And I am now much more confident to navigate the digital world. Thank you, SafeMilo. And that concludes our demo. I would like to invite Heman to discuss our tech stack.
Thank you, Andre, for the wonderful demo. Now let's understand the tech stack and system setup behind SafeMilo. SafeMilo is a React Native Expo application that is built on React Native and Expo that is typed in TypeScript. At the backend, we are using Node.js and Next.js, and the server is running on AWS. For authentication, we are using Firebase, and also to send real-time push notifications. For data storage, we are using PostgreSQL and Prisma ORM to keep data intact. The three main features, that is chat with Milo, is supported by OpenAI GPT. Call screening is supported by call control, and message screening is supported by VirusTotal. For the front-end development, we are using GlueStack and Lotte animations. That's how we are keeping this application safe, secure, and running. Now I'd like to invite Sadiksha to talk about design.
Thanks, Hemant. So here's a glimpse of our design process. It was clear to us from the beginning that accessibility had to be at the center of everything that we do. So during the research phase, in addition to user interviews, we also studied some apps that were currently being used by seniors to try and understand the UI patterns that would work for them. So with these insights, we created our mid-fidelity wireframes, and several iterations later, we created our high-fidelity mockups. Now, moving on to our branding, one of our biggest challenges was trying to make technology seem friendly to seniors, especially those who might not be too tech-savvy. So to address this, we introduced Milo, our friendly app mascot, designed to bring in some warmth and friendliness to the application. But as a scam protection app, we couldn't just seem friendly. We also had to seem protective and reliable. So our color palette reflects this by including a warm orange and a deep navy blue for trust. We used Montserrat for our typography because it's a typeface with an increased X height, and Alpino is our brand typeface. All of our type and color choices were made to ensure that our screens stay accessible to seniors with some common visual impairments. You can see a simulation of what that looks like here. We have low vision, glaucoma, cataract, and a few other conditions. And the most important part of our screen is still visible under these conditions. So moving on to our logo, it further reinforces the brand by being a combination of a shield and Milo the fox, symbolizing both trust and companionship. And lastly, our UI kit has been specifically designed for seniors. High contrast cards, large button sizes, easy to read text, and a simple bottom nav for effortless navigation, and custom illustrations for warmth and friendliness make the application seem very approachable to seniors. And lastly, this brings us the end of our presentation. I would like to wrap things up by saying that SafeMilo isn't just an app. It's a trusted companion that helps seniors stay safe online. Now let's meet the team behind SafeMilo. We have the designers, Sangeeta, Shashank, Shinu, Andre, and myself, Sudiksha. We have the developers, Roy, Mohit, Hemant, and Uma couldn't be with us today due to a personal emergency, but he's been an immensely valuable teammate. And go ahead and scan this QR code to know more about SafeMilo and stay one step ahead of the scamsters. Thank you.
I'll go first on this. First off, because I know you guys are both thinking it, the Fox is awesome. Really, really love the Fox. This is a big problem. Like, I think when you probably started chewing on it, you didn't realize how big a problem this is and how do you do this in 16 weeks? Did you contemplate, because I know with Apple, you don't really have the control over the APIs. I assume that was probably a problem. Maybe in Android you do. How did you handle the control of a phone call against I mean, I'm sure you're faking it, stubbing it or whatever, but to try to control that problem of, hey, this is an untrusted number. How did you try to handle that? Like, maybe that's not a fair question, but
first of all, like, it's a React Native Expo app. So in the beginning, we faced a lot of challenges because Expo does not allow giving permissions on Android. And when we go to iOS, it's a very different thing. Like, they don't allow even calls or messages. So our lead developer, that is Uma, like, he guided us. We built a native app, and on the top of it, we wrote some modules to fetch, to send the numbers to call control for call screening. And then call control is sending those numbers back to us. And at the back end, we are having some numbers like flagged as spam. So we can manually go and put those numbers in the back end, and then whenever a spammer is calling, it will flag as spam. Same goes with the message, like in VirusTotal, we have some links. So we can put those links in the backend that these are flagged as spam links. So whenever someone sends, like, you won a lottery something, so it will be flagged as spam.
Very cool. So what you're telling me is it should have been done in Kotlin. Is that right? No, excellent work.
Thank you.
Yeah, really great job. Huge problem. I know my family has had problems with this with my parents. Like, my mom was in the yard and my dad's like, "Hey, what was my password again?" He yells from the house. He's like, "What are you doing?" It happens a lot. And I think so. I was thinking about this, and I think the one thing that I sort of saw, maybe you just didn't have enough time to consider this step, but I think there should be like something involving, other family members as well. Like your photography had, like, people sitting next to the elderly relative or family member. But I kind of want to see like a companion app or a way for like me to, see like how the progress is going, or to help answer questions or something like that. And I wonder, did you get to consider that or do any kind of work around that at all?
Thank you for your feedback. Yeah, that would be a really valuable addition to the app. But for the sake of time and this class, we had to focus on a few features. So these are the ones we did for now. But yeah, thank you.
Thanks.
Love the presentation, and I really love how much attention you guys have put into the accessibility. It's very thoughtful. So my mom calls me often and asks me about, is this a scam or is my credit card details leaked? So I know that you guys focused on senior citizens, but I think even people like us can get scammed. So my husband recently got scammed while purchasing something online. So I'm just curious, like, is there a way, like, based on your web search, or if you're going to some particular sites, like it gives alerts apart from calls and messages? Like, how do we make sure that their search is monitored as well? Because sometimes, yeah.
I think like as we have integrated VirusTotal into messages, like we are screening the messages, same way we can use VirusTotal to screen the search history. Like if someone is searching online and they get some pop-ups, so we can use VirusTotal in that situations.
This is great. I think even like for children too, right? Like when they are first starting to use technology, there's a lot of scams or things that are targeted at kids. I feel like something like that for their age group also would be great, but great work.
Assessing buildings is time-consuming. We streamline and simplify the process. Reduce your time by up to 16 hours. Introducing Evalo. Just take pictures and record your voice. Your report is done. Start assessing with Evalo.
Hi, everyone. Welcome. I'm Carolina, and I'm a building consultant. So what a building consultant does: I go around the city and I analyze buildings. I check every part of the building, like windows, doors, roofs. And from now on, I'm going to call this part as components. So I take pictures of the components, I calculate future costs, and at the end, I produce a depreciation report. And to be honest, the process of creating the depreciation report is not very straightforward. To start off, I use different tools to complete a report. I write notes during the site visit, take pictures. I use Microsoft Word, Excel, and using many tools can lead to loss of information. Also, creating the report is very time-consuming. I have to manually input every information, and there's no automation to complete the process. As you can see here, this is a building assessment. And like I mentioned before, everything is done manually. And that's why we're bringing Evalo. Evalo is a mobile tool that will help streamline the process of creating those reports. And it can actually reduce up to 80% of the time spent on these creations. This is a breakdown of the workflow. As you can see here, there are a lot of steps and processes, and every report takes me around 20 hours to complete. And the idea is to reduce the amount of steps and complete a full report in less than 4 hours. This efficiency does not only simplify the process, but can also boost the revenue of engineering companies up to 5 times. Evalo, we use a voice command to describe the components and uses AI to enhance the text. Also, we have smart records. So building consultants can save information of every building they have assessed. And a quick report generation that I'm about to show you right now. And how Evalo stands out from the crowd. Right now, there are not a lot of apps that can do what Evalo does. Most of them focus on the financial analysis, but Evalo will produce a depreciation report. It will also give the building inventory and also the financial analysis. So it's a very complete platform. Now, let me walk you through the demo. Let's pretend that Razul is a building consultant and he's gonna evaluate a building.
Thank you.
Okay. So here is the home screen of Evalo. As you can see here, there's a map with some indications of the buildings he has started the assessment, and he can also view the status of those assessments. And the map slides as he moves around the cars of every building. So now he can start a new assessment. As you can see here, Razul already started and he already checked a few components, but we are going to add some more information for this component. Let's go for Windows. And in here, he can describe what he's seeing for the component.
The windows are made of glass and aluminum, and they appear to be broken.
So Evalo will transcribe the audio, and it's going to use AI to enhance the text and make it more professional for the report. So as he continues, now he can add pictures of the windows he assessed. During a site visit, he can actually take these pictures at the moment with his camera, but now we are using pictures from his gallery. Sometimes it takes a while to load the pictures. But yeah, like I mentioned before, most of when doing the assessment, he's going to take the pictures at the moment. And now he can propose an action to that component. So let's say he mentioned that he wants to do a repair on these windows because they are in poor condition. And he can specify the quantity of the windows. In our database, we already have prices for unit for repairs of these components. So as he continues, he can see an overview of that specific component, the description, the actions he proposed, and now he can proceed to finish the report. And it's going to take us to this page, which is a depreciation preview. It has like a preview of the costs of the components he assessed. And now he can generate the full report. See, that would be a task that would take me a lot of time to complete. And with Evalo, Razul did it in only a couple of minutes. So this is actually pretty helpful for people in the industry. Evalo generated 2 documents, one PDF and one Excel, and it's going to be sent to Razul's email. I'm going to invite Razul so he can show you what he got on his email, and that's the end of our demo. Thank you.
Okay, so I appear to have an email that says my assessment report files are ready. So here's the PDF file and the budget file. The final PDF file looks like this. It's pretty simple. We have the cover page. We have the overview with the information on how the components are assessed, table of content with all of the components, and the components themselves. As you can see, I already took some pictures prior to fill for other components. And yeah, this is all the components that belong to this building. And in addition to that, we also have the Excel budget report. It predicts the increase in payments, expenditures, and you can see how much balance you will have after approximately 50 years. Also, it's worth noting that these are not just hard-coded values. These are Excel formulas, meaning that if I changed one value here, it's going to reflect in all other years as well. And now let me walk you through our system architecture. On the client, we decided to go with React Native for its cross-platform compatibility. We combined it with TypeScript and Native Wind to speed up the development process. Also, we're using Apollo client to talk to our backend. On the backend, we're self-hosting everything with Docker Compose. We decided to go with Golang for its ability to combine it with microservice architecture. And the benefits are speed, efficiency, and really good multi-threading abilities of Golang. So now I'm going to demonstrate you how the report generation request works. First of all, the request goes from the client to the server through a GraphQL layer. This layer will ensure that all the payload is there and backend has everything. Once the backend gets the request, it spins two microservices, Excel generator and PDF generator. They are being conducted on pair, meaning in separate threads to speed up the process. Once the backend has the output of those multi-services, it sends it to S3 bucket, Postgres database, and to the mailer. Then it goes with this response back to the client. And now I'm going to pass it on to Raul. He's going to talk about design.
Hello. So let's talk about design. Evalo's design approach is minimalist and straightforward. From the brand identity to the overall experience, it's meant to be very simple. So we have a simple user flow and clear steps to follow. About the brand, our logo was created using isometric structure. So guided by the different design principles from the Gestalt, like closure and similarity and figure ground, we combine to communicate different meanings in a single shape. So you can notice there's 3 check marks that represents evaluation, like perfect evaluation, 3 check marks. Then we also can see a stair set composed by different residential buildings shapes in perspective. And this represents going forward and the overall purpose of our app, that is assessing the buildings. And for the watermark, we are using Fig Tree with some custom adjustments in the terminal. So in the termination, so we have like a cohesive aesthetic. Continuing with color, our color system follows the 60-30-10 model, guided by usability, clarity, and minimalism. If we see like white, it's meant to be clear and simple. Black add contrast and readability for the text because we have a lot of text in this app. And the blue is our accent color, which called for the actions. Regarding to a typeface, we choose Fig Tree because it's highly legible, it's flexible, and we are using just 2 different font weights because it's simpler and reduce cognitive overload by using less visual elements and just highlighting the important things. For UI Kit, we built it from the scratch. That was our decision because we needed full customization, but also full flexibility. So we created every single thing from the scratch, and then we managed to create this component library for our app that has 130 components. All of them are usable, flexible, accessible, and visually consistent. All of them meet the contrast standards, and the combination of everything, branding, the UI kit, and all the design decisions, gave us a final result that is a very clean and easy to follow interface. Who we are, so let me introduce you the team. So in the design team, we have Luis. Zero, Hambi, Carolina, don't hide, and myself. And in the development team, we got Rasul, Tomoki, Lan, and Natsuko. If you're interested in this project, you want to know more about it, and maybe hire some of us because we are great. So please check the QR code, and yeah, don't hesitate in getting in touch with us. Thank you very much.
Great presentation. Thanks for laying out all the steps involved for assessing buildings, because I have no clue about the industry. So it was great you did that and showed, how many steps it saves. And I love the minimalist, clean design. One thing that came to my mind is, have you considered using AI for image to text, because you're uploading a lot of images? So can AI also help with that?
Thank you for the question. Yeah, we did consider using it, but we decided to cut this feature lately during the process because we decided to focus on the actual features that we delivered, which are PDF generation, Excel generation. But yeah, you're right. It is possible to use another ML model to detect what's actually on pictures. So a user wouldn't even need to record the description. It would just detect it and went through the same pipeline, enhancing the text, etc. So yeah, thank you.
First off, I have to salute you. This is like the closest to ready for the store thing I've seen. And I think it comes from Carolina. You're really close to the problem. And I think that's super helpful to actually be that close to the problem. So it's very helpful. First question, did you actually, oh, and also I love the logo. Whoever did the logo, nice work. Honestly, it's awesome. Did you actually interview other people to see if the problem is standard, or was it just solving it for you?
I spoke to my coworkers and my boss. I actually brought them here today.
Oh, give her a raise.
Yeah, they're up there.
Yeah. Oh, now they have to.
Yeah, I spoke to them to understand how we could optimize the process. Like I mentioned, it's a very manual process. I don't know how other companies work on this system, so I based on the company that I work for. But yeah, I got some insights and I interviewed them to see how we could improve this.
Very cool. And sorry, I think Firebase was the backend. Was that? No, what was the backend?
Oh, the backend was our own Postgres database, which are hosted inside the Docker Compose.
Genius, because that's not going to cost you a lot of money now all of a sudden when you scale that up. Besides maybe making the reporting more, specific to the user, I guess, because, again, I think it was made for you for Caroline. Is there anything that's left out from making it that it's not just ready to go to the store?
Oh, sorry, can you
Well,
repeat
like
the
what
question?
feature is missing? Because I think the only one I could recognize there is that maybe you'd want to personalize the report. But what would you do in order to complete this, to put this on the store? Because I think it's pretty close to ready.
Yeah, you want to answer that?
Yeah. The only thing that we're missing is the company-wise like UI, UX. For example, if a company has like multiple instructors who will like do all of this stuff, then yeah, this is, I would say, the only feature that I'm missing. And other than that, I think it's ready to go.
Yeah, actually, I mean, it's amazing. It's such a specific field and problem to solve. But and I was trying to think of like, oh, what other industries, like, thinking like, oh, I leased a car and they came and inspected the car. Maybe you could like, make a version of it for different kinds of inspections or something and actually hit a broader market with it. But I mean, yeah, if it's that tailored to one thing and it's ready to go, I think just go for it, right? And one thing I wanted to mention about this group, and actually every group I've seen today, I'm a design system person. That's like, I spend a lot of my time working on design systems and processes, and everyone's design systems for this, like the amount of work you put into, a school project design system is, I've seen companies that don't have this level of like componentry designed and this cohesive of a design system. So I just really wanted to like applaud everybody today. I think is amazing work. And this group in particular, you mentioned like 133 components or something. Wow, that's a lot of work. So yeah, great job.
Thank you.
You also helped me realize a new term that I can use with my wife when she wants to complain about me, which is a depreciation report. Thank you very much for that. So great job. Thank you very much. Over to Tomoko.
All right, so now it's time to scan this QR code and vote for your favorite app. I am giving you only like 1 minute to do this, so please do it now. And I can see the result right here. Right, so I need to write the names of winners on the certificate. So while I do it, I would like to invite Jessica to share this exciting news.
Hi, everybody. I want to congratulate all the teams that were amazing. I know how hard it is to complete in just 13 weeks all these amazing ideas from concept to have a minimal viable product. So thank you very much. The reason for me to be here is because we want to share an exciting news. In May, at the end of May, we are going to be, the WMDG is going to be to the Web Summit. So we want to invite you. So hopefully you are going to be there. I strongly recommend all students to try to attend this really huge event. They're expecting more than 10,000 people. So it's an amazing opportunity for you to network. There are going to be companies that are going to be hiring. So it's an excellent opportunity to you for network. So then tickets are a little bit expensive, but there is some opportunities for volunteer. So I strongly suggest you to go right now, go to Web Summit, go to the website, check out the opportunities for being a volunteer and attend the event. Thank you very much.
Right, we have a result. It was a very, very close race. And I'm going to ask each of the panelists to present the award, I think. So first, for the Development Excellence Award, I would like to ask Chris to present it.
I'm reading this out.
Yeah, so
This is the Development Excellence Award, and I'm so excited to be announcing this. May you please put your hands together in pure joy for DriveBuddy. Come on, don't fall asleep, DriveBuddy. Congratulations. Great presentation.
Thank you.
Great presentation. There you go.
Oh, wow. Should we make a speech or? No? Oh, good. I have nothing prepared.
Please, I think I need to be in front of you. There, behind you.
Here. Okay. Okay. Everybody just.
And if there's one thing they can say about this team, it was very driven.
So for design excellence, I'm not surprised at all. This is a great project, everyone. Give it up for Evalo.
Two more awards to give away, and I want Sonali to announce the best in show, but we actually have runner-up for the audience vote. And may I ask President of Langara to announce it? Can I?
So the second place award goes to SafeMilo.
And I'm going to ask Sonali to announce the best in show.
Great presentations, everyone. I'm sure this is a very tough decision. The Best in Show award goes to DriveBuddy.
Congratulations. And for everyone, all the teams, even if you didn't get any award, you did an amazing job. You should give yourself a pat on your back because you did this in 13 weeks. So congrats. And this concludes tonight's showcase, and thank you everyone for coming. Do you need to say something?
Yeah, I just wanted to say very quickly. I just want to say really quickly, I'll share a little story like Jason did, not like one of those stories from the past, but very recently, some of you already know that I'm a big nerd and I play a game called Magic the Gathering. And I was with actually some former students playing the game. Their names are Diego, Yar, and a few others from past terms. And they were saying that they've had the opportunity over the last terms to come and witness some of the projects that are presented. And they were, they just wanted to actually pass along that they were in awe of what everybody's been able to do and somehow get better like just not better, but like how the quality of the projects somehow just get more and more crazy and insane and just incredible. So they just wanted me to pass that along to you guys. So as Tomoko was saying, I mean, I know it's one of kind of lame when people say it, but everybody's a winner because you guys all did incredible stuff. And I'm sure, as usually Chris will say, I mean, not to put him in the spotlight, but he and I and many of us here have been in industry for a long time. And to see what you guys produce, as was stated, in 13 or less weeks, really, it's Tyler always says it well. Usually it's less because a lot of times they scrap what they're doing. They have to go through iterations and do a whole bunch of stuff. It's pretty incredible. So congratulations to all of you. And very quickly, oh, no, go ahead. That's great. Yes. And last but not least, I wanted to thank the team for all the incredible support for putting the event together. And I also wanted to say a huge thank you to Sonali and Chris and Cameron for joining us this evening and for giving your industry input. And very quickly, Sonali, the team that was building the things similar to yours from Project 2 last term is here. So I would recommend that team talk. They already, they're all like, yeah. So I would recommend that you guys chat. So a little insight for everybody else here is there was a team last term that built something similar to what her company is doing. So maybe there's a big connection there. So again, thank you all. Back over to Tomoko to